This week, television personality, cook and ex-con Martha Stewart became the oldest, yes, I did do it, the oldest cover model in Sports Illustrated's history. She was photographed for the magazine's swimsuit issue alongside 3 other cover models, including Megan Fox, Brooks Nader and Kim Petras. You've probably seen the images by now, but if you haven't, she was shot in one-piece swimsuits in the Bahamas, and the cover shot is a shot of her in a low-cut white swimsuit looking windswept and glorious. Stewart rose to fame in the 80s as the writer of cookbooks and a host of cooking TV shows, and since then she's written 99 cookbooks, launched a lifestyle magazine, as well as lines of clothing, cooking and home products. So when she was asked in an interview about the shoot by the New York Times about specifically Madonna, who is 64, and she's been criticised for undergoing cosmetic procedures to try and keep looking young, Stewart said that Madonna as a performer needs to keep reinventing herself. And there's a big difference between her and Madonna. She is wearing pointy bras and weird clothes. I'm teaching you how to roll dough. She also wrote on Instagram about the shoot, "My motto has always been, when you're through changing, you're through." So I thought, why not be up for this opportunity of a lifetime? I hope this cover inspires you to challenge yourself to try new things, no matter what stage of life you are in.
Yay, Martha.
Yeah, okay. So I feel like I want to throw this onto the table now to see who wants to pick it up, because I know that there is going to be some fierce opposition around this.
Holly, go.
Okay, I am here for it. Obviously, Martha Stewart in herself, bit of a problematic figure, sure.
Why?
Not a
Why
big
problematic?
Martha, not a big Martha fan.
Why is she problematic?
She went to jail for
she did her
insider
time.
training. She has been accused of racism. She's kind of tone deaf in many ways, right? She's kind of a Gwyneth before Gwyneth, right? So I'm not necessarily here for Martha. I won't necessarily be like cheering in the streets for her. But what I am here for is women refusing to go quietly. I am a big fan of that, right? Because the way that culture likes women over 50, 60, 70, certainly 80 is cute. We want them to be cute. We want them to be small, like a helpless little baby, and like just sit around doing cute things. Maybe a bit of free childcare would be good, but otherwise we'd like them to go quietly, maybe do a bit of knitting. And so I have admiration for women who refuse to follow that narrative. So whatever we think of Madonna, she is just doing what Madonna has always done. So she's refusing to stop doing what she's always done. And then a woman like Martha is going, I'm going to try and do something I've never done, because she wasn't posing in her swimmers when she was 40 or 30
she was like a
or 20
homemaker.
or 50. So she's going, you know what? They asked me. We all know it's a bit of a token ask, like the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover has to have some stunt casting every year or it doesn't get headlines. So, it used to just be lots of very skinny, white, blonde ladies. Then they started to diversify into different skin tones and then diversify into some plus size. And this time they've got Martha and they've also got a trans woman, Kim Petras. So I get that it's stunt casting, but in terms of Martha, I'm here for it because I'm here for the older women going, bugger you. I will not go quietly.
But the question is the only way to be loud and assertive and take up space to
Getting
be
your norks
sexy?
out.
Well, yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah. And yes, it is, because there's a lot of ways to not go quietly, and I reject the 2 choices you've given me, to be a cute nana or to try to make myself look like I'm 25 and be objectified.
I said that's one of them. Like, if you're doing something you've never done before, so whatever it is, is one of them.
It's not very fresh, conforming to oppressive beauty standards. Like, she might not have ever done it before, but neither has Angela Merkel or Julia Gillard or Hillary Clinton. And I see what you mean in terms of it's nice to not put someone in a box, and women can be all kinds of things. But the attention and the validation that you get for being objectified at any age, that's not interesting or clever or surprising or new, or
to you,
I would argue, good for women. And so I know that's a big burden to put on every woman. I know, but I'm also just going to say, like, it's fine, but don't tell me that it's a great thing. Like, it's fine if Martha wants to do it, but don't say this is such a great thing for women.
Oh, no,
this
I don't
is
think
such
it's
a great thing for older women. Because what it is, it's not just about Martha. It's about looking this way if you're rich. So it's not even about surgery. So are we going to have a situation where poor women who are 80 look a certain way, and wealthy women like Martha who can afford every piece of cosmetic intervention, or the Kardashians, and every bit of hair and makeup and every bit of dietary whatever, they're going to look a whole different way. And are we going to have two different classes?
But we already do, and we always have.
Talk about that.
Women who have resources towards leisure, maybe a personal trainer, maybe time to go to the gym, and then never mind all the skincare, the facialist, this is not new, and it's not on Martha Stewart, right? So the glaring issue here for me is that the Martha Stewart doesn't look like that. Like, she doesn't look like that in real life, actually, you know, if you see her moving around, and that, you know, most 81-year-olds don't look like that. But I'm still here for the idea, and I totally get your point about the privilege of this situation, but that's always been true, and it's true for every woman on the cover of anything, and nearly all the high-profile women that you've just mentioned too. I think that I'm still just here for the idea that, like, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Elfie,
no matter how old you are.
I've got a question. I think often young women, like often when I'll get my cranky pants on about these things, and I'm like, stop telling me this is good for women. Like, and back to the Super Bowl, how I felt about everyone was going, it's so great, J-Lo in the Super Bowl. Women over 40.
But who is saying it's good for women? Because I didn't say it's good for women.
Oh, no,
I
you
said
might
I'm
not
really. I said I'm here for Martha doing this.
No, but there is an
I
argument.
don't believe that everything that every woman does have to be
There's
good for
an
women.
argument to be made that it is good for women in terms of more women get to be objectified on the front of magazines.
That's a win.
Elfie, my question for you, as a woman who is a generation younger than we are, I suspect that often younger women will look at these things and go, yeah, I think it's great, because your biggest fear, maybe not yours personally, the fear of younger women is that, oh no, I'm going to get invisible. I will be an old, like Betty White kind of character as I get older. And oh, look, I can be sexy at every age. Is that something that excites you?
No, I don't feel anything about this, to be honest. I'm excited to age because I know that I will turn into a small Asian witch, basically. And that's the exact plan that I try and take. I want to be a quirky little woman. But you know what? I just think that Martha Stewart does not represent women. And like, that's the point of this at the end of the day, right? Like, she cannot represent women because she's so wealthy. She's worth like $400 million US. She's so famous. Like, I just think that she's not there to represent women in their 80s. She's there to represent Martha Stewart in her 80s.
100%.
So it just doesn't even make sense to try and generalize what she's doing and apply it to anybody else's life.
But I think that we do that when it comes to any of these big cultural moments. And whether you like it or hate it, and, you know, clearly I've not really ever been a fan of it, the Sports Illustrated issue and who they choose is a cultural moment. So they're trying to remain relevant by expanding that bench.
Because that's seen as an arbiter, just like being on the cover of Vogue magazine, or at one point, you know, being a Victoria's Secret model. That was the kind of signpost of the current beauty standard, Sports Illustrated. And they're trying to obviously be relevant by getting publicity, and it's working. Here
and
we
I
are.
also would say that I hope, well, I know if I'm still around when I'm 80, I will be wearing a bloody swimsuit. Like, I know so many women who tip over a certain age and they're like, I don't go in the pool. I don't go in the ocean. I let my kids swim, but I won't swim.
Oh,
because
that's
they are
terrible.
exactly right. They are so afraid of being seen in a swimsuit. And so, like, fuck, Martha is not in a G-string. Martha is not in nipple pasties and a G-string. In fact, she has embraced the friend of every ordinary woman over the age of 25, which is the cover-up, which is
and the one piece,
the slightly diaphanous cover-up that you tie around your waist, right up to the point that you get in the pool and then you drop it and jump in really fast. Like, so, you know.